About a masterclass on Bane, just like he did a couple of games ago. He absolutely crushed it against Extreme in that series.
Yeah, but
on
how
Bane.
often do we see two good Bane games in a row, Cinder?
That's fair.
Truly.
And the other question is this as good of a Bane game as that one was? Because while Tundra don't have a direct save for Grip, which was similar to the case for Extreme in that game, there are some things that Bane has to be wary about. He can get glimpsed. So if he's ever in vision when gripping, that's a very long-range cancel BZM, by the way, speaking of being in trouble.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He's very fine.
Oh, that sucks, having to skill dissimulate. That's
true. Oh, bad. Pure. Death number 1, potentially. Out of 10, we'll see. Seb gets first blood, so good start for the Bane Elemental again.
All right.
Yeah, they have a lot of cancellations for the grip, like you said. Not just the glimpse. Obviously, you got Lasso and Stormhammer, but Thunderbolt and then eventual Nimbus, so global cancellation potentially onto.
True. Nimbus is extremely good against Bane. That's fair.
But we'll see. We'll see.
And also, okay, so to look at Tundra's lineup a little bit more, if we consider what worked last game, what happened was eventually they reached a point where the burst damage was just... It was unmanageable for OG. Like, the damage was just too high, too quick. This is similar in nature, right? It was the Sven plus Zeus doing it, and then they had some sort of catch on, in that case, the Batrider. This time they have Batrider and Glimpse and Stomp from Centaur plus Stampede. In some ways, this is an improved lineup from last game in my optic. So, very curious to see if OG's solutions are going to cut it here.
Yeah, I mean, Elder Titan was very good last game.
That's fair.
To be fair,
they are missing that one.
The Astral Spirit, very powerful.
Yeah, that is true.
If nothing else, for the Vision. Even when it doesn't do much else, the Vision is always important. Is Ari going to take some right clicks from Pure? Pure, I think he's died less this game than he did last game already at this point. Stormhammer into a couple more right clicks. Ari will fall to Pure.
This laning stage is already looking very good for Tundra. Zeus again off to a great start in mid. And keep in mind, sure, BCM didn't die on the Void Spirit, but Dissimulate is a really tough spell to use well in lane. You generally see players skill 1 point on it just for disengagement purposes and maybe sometimes for chasing. But in laning, the damage is so delayed from when you go into the form that it's actually hard to ensure even range creep CS with. And you can see Zeus maximizing. Oh, nice stun from Pure. They're stacking up for him to get some nice poke in here. Whitemon getting maybe a little bit too cocky, running past the brew. Will hurt him on the way out. But yeah, so far so good. Tundra's laning. Looking to have a nice little head start here.
And BZM again will be losing the lane CS-wise to Thompson. This time can't blame it on the first blood, Cinderman.
But the Dissimulate's almost as bad as dying, honestly.
Yeah, what level do you pick that up on? Like 4 or something?
I think the last game I saw from BZM on Void Spirit, he went 2-0-4, so he didn't even skill it in lane at all.
Okay.
I don't... Oh,
Whitemon, he gets brought back into the fray. Whisper looking for the right click. He's going to die one way or another. Whitemon will survive, though. And that is very unfortunate for OG. As Ari will be left to his own devices for the time being. So that top lane, definite Tundra favor. Mid lane, definite Tundra favor.
Yeah.
And then the safe lane here, looks like OG are having a pretty good time.
It's pretty even. Luna might be ahead by a few CS, but there's also a wave and a half coming the way of Tundra soon.
Yeah,
so
true.
I guess this is a draw right now in the bottom lane. But yeah, this just to finish off on this mid matchup, I think this is a theoretical Zeus win regardless. So if you're already in a favorite matchup and you have a player like Thompson who's known to be very aggressive, you put him in a favorite matchup, you force the enemy to skill something he doesn't want on level 1, you bet Thompson is going to maximize and really try to squeeze everything he can out of it. I honestly think BZM has done quite well here to be 17-2. Yeah, I'm impressed. I thought this was going to go worse for him, and it has.
I think it's the 8th remnant there. As the 4-minute water runes will spawn, and it'll just be 1 for each mid laner.
Nice. BZM goes down there, gets a ball of water. Back to mid.
As bot lane, Tomato in a bit of trouble. Blood grenades applied to him right now, and the Firefly continuing to do a lot of damage. We'll get a little heal thanks to the one as Ari is here, disposes the batter back into the tier 1. So nice turnaround from OG as Toby, well, he's a fat piece of meat, so he's going to be just fine.
That was a healing Lotus on Tomato, right? I actually think he might have died. No, it wasn't. Or was... Wait, did Ari TP in and Lotus him?
Yeah, I think it was a Lotus from someone else on him.
Yeah, okay.
He's either that or the stick, which I assume he does not have.
I think that was already used. But anyway, good rotation to save him, but of course everything is going to come at a price as top lane now will be completely free for Pure. This is a very easy 2v1 to play as Sven, and I think he will be off to a much faster start than in the previous game. 30 and 10, he has a kill to his name in the lane, and I think Whitemon will have a lot of freedom to go and stack camps in the jungle. I would love to see him not hang around up here too much, just accept, or rather just let Pure do his thing. I think this lane plays itself now, and really focus on maximizing stacking there. The triangle stacks have not been started just yet by the bat. I feel like last game 9 class was already at it at this point, but surely they will be coming sometime soon.
It was definitely more necessary last game.
Yeah, that's true.
With as many deaths as Pure was having. Seb will TP back to the bot lane. And Tundra now on the retreat is already looking to pick someone off. Centaur, though,
nice stomp.
Will be difficult. Yeah, the stomp was there, but Nightmare into the dispose. Tomato with the Lucent Beam. Rebound will get the stun off as well. Toby will pop the wand. Is it going to be enough to survive? No, he is dead. Thunder God's Wrath was there, though. That'll be used to turn around onto Tomato, so at the very least, Tundra get some sort of trade. 9 class getting all the XP for that. As Whisper taken out by Pure in the top lane.
Oh, Ari gets wrong
continuing
there.
on here. Whitemon TPing in. Seb with 4 stacks of sticky napalm. Flame break on top. Thunderstrike doing a decent amount of damage as well as 9 class finally woken up. Now Toby coming in. Trying to get something out of this as 9 class trying to survive, but the brain sap will be enough from Seb as Toby hoof stomp into the double edge onto Tomato. Here comes Thompson as well. Toby gets disposed back. He will fall. Ari's going to be down as Tomato looking for potentially second death in just a few seconds here. But Thompson now has to retreat. Very low HP, very low mana. As Whitemon trying to retreat into the path of no resistance. Nightmare will keep him in place though. And eventually will be taken out in tow. So Seb with a mega kill streak as BZM makes his way over, trying to finish off Thompson. That's not going to happen. Tomato, another Lucent Beam. Pure, looks like he picked up the Wisdom Rune. Whisper's going to be very upset about that. And dispose from Ari. Pure's just getting kited now. Rebound not going to connect. Which side of the map are we watching? I don't know, because nothing's happening apparently.
I want to say this was really good for OG, but it's hard to kind of factor in all the variables and what happened there. But they trade Wisdom Runes. One goes to BZM, one goes to Pure. I think getting the one on BZM is going to be really helpful, getting more levels on him. Oh, Whisper, careful, buddy.
Ooh.
And I guess the overall trade bottom OG favorite in terms of the number of kills. So slight win for them, I want to say. Whisper gets the 6.
Yep, there's the primal split. Pure, he is completely surrounded by baby pandas.
Oh, he doesn't have a point in Warcry either.
I feel like this is more than enough damage. Indeed, it is. Whisper taking out Pure in a 1v1. That will bring him back in terms of the levels.
Yeah, Pure was doing too well. Now up to 2 deaths.
Yeah, Pure been very aggressive these last 2 games as Thompson makes his way over, uses the ult and gets the eventual trade onto Whisper as Astro Step from BZM onto 9 class, using that Firefly to get to the low ground. This is a 3v1. If they just have vision, they'll take him out. And it's going to be a little bit of a delay, but Ari will claim it.
This has been two of my favorite minutes of Dota that I've watched in the last year, I think. Just all over the place. Tons of awkward moments. Just very entertaining, though. And OG get another kill there onto 9 class. Now, still, the net worth looking extremely healthy for 2 of the cores on the side of Tundra, especially the Zeus, who is pulling far ahead of everybody else. But OG are keeping it competitive, especially the solo kill on Sven here. Very important. Gets Whisper up to level 7.5. Gets him a good chunk of gold, which he might need because he might just die again, back to back.
Yep. Flame break, and now surrounded. Whisper getting some move speed, but he's going to get some more action from the rest of Tundra, who finish him off. Now BZM Has to use an Astral Step to try to get away. Nice Aether Remnant onto Pure, and we'll be able to walk away as a result.
Yeah, Whitemon opted to glimpse away instead of maybe getting BZM on the way out. But still an overall good result there for Tundra. Topson on the Zeus. 2 back-to-back games. Massive impact so far in this one as well. And, okay, so we haven't talked too much about the guy on your screens right now, Toby. Well, we don't have time for that. Now we're talking about Seb.
Briefly.
Seb will be
just dead.
Time to talk about Toby.
He'll be just dead, yeah.
So Toby's going to find his level 6 soon. He is having a much worse game than the Brewmaster in terms of level. The net worth is equal between the two, but 2 full levels ahead on the Brew from especially the kill on Sven. But the reason I'm highlighting this is I think Stampede is actually going to be a massive spell in this game. And they have had to wait on that. It's going to allow the Zeus to freely get away from the Void Spirit a lot of the time. It's going to allow them to potentially disengage from some awkward Brewmaster situations. And just for himself as well, his hero has effectively been a lightning rod, right? There's been like 2 or 3 kills bottom on him. But despite all of that, he is still going to find himself an okay game. We've seen this burst from the Sven and the
BZM, Static Storm right on top.
Screwed.
Stampede will be used to slow him down, and BZM dies. Nice gank there from Tundra.
Yeah, very well done. The Static Storm reveal to major effect. Seb thinking about something up here, but doesn't even have the grip yet, so has to sleep, and then the enemy team can TP in and probably counterplay, so not even going to look for it, just let him farm. But yeah, you consider the Sven-Zeus combination from last game and the burst they output, put a Stampede on top and let them run freely and just chase you down, and it gets even worse. Defense being mounted here by OG.
Whisper.
Oh, that was not a good jump.
Split in the trees. Topson's taking the brunt of the damage, and now trying to get away. Flame Break to give him a little bit of space, but BZM makes his way over with the Astral Step. And down goes Topson now.
Yeah, Stampede sure would have been nice there, but as you pointed out, they used it on the kill on the Static Storm, which I think was a complete waste. So, could have definitely been handy in that situation. A nice kill for OG. The biggest one of the game so far. 7,000 net worth on Topson. What a huge kill. Crazy that he's managed to make this much distance between himself and the field.
Yeah, that's true.
4 kills, it is a lot, but still a 2,000 flat advantage over BZM on that Void Spirit.
You expect him to go for the same build on Zeus this game? Is there much variation even in this meta?
I think pretty much the same, honestly. Yeah, so he's got the Phylactery, now he's going for the Manta. I think it's pretty... It's not a must build every game, but it definitely is the trendy build. Oh, Ari.
Oh, Ari, you're dead. Tries to deny himself onto the Ogre, but it is not to be.
Yep, Topson says, how are you doing? And moves to bottom lane.
God, it's like casting with a cost.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy.
Boy.
I feel like I gotta get in one Lacoste...
ism?
Yeah, let's call it that. Lacoste-ism every series we cast. Just one... I was gonna say bad joke. That's just insulting. But yeah, bad joke. We'll go with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, or a pun. Just a pun, okay?
Sure.
One pun a game.
Okay.
Or a series.
I'll
They're setting up. Whisper. If he goes for this way, oh, he's in trouble. No split for 30. Glimpse
He's in a bit of trouble.
Range.
Glimpse into the Static Storm. Again, Stampede used.
Yeah, a little bit
So they're using it to
unnecessary.
contain him, but I believe the kinetic field was also used, so it wasn't really needed. Like
Yeah,
you said.
definitely unnecessary Stampede once again, but...
Just wants to get an assist, you know?
I guess he's just farming the stats. He feels like this one's already over, so it's time to stat pad.
Yeah, understandable.
Buys the Blade Mail on Centaur. Not the most popular build-up.
Against the Eclipse, very good.
Good against Eclipse. It's good against the Marcy.
Yeah.
Void Spirit also will deal some pretty significant damage to himself. Glimpse on Tomato just to be annoying here. Whitemon being a pestilence.
I was hoping that he TP'd in, potentially.
Yeah, maybe if he got a base glimpse on or a side lane glimpse on Tomato there, perhaps he would have. I don't think he would have tried to steal this Wisdom regardless. So this is going to be a 1-for-1 split. And they're letting Toby take this one, which I think is the right call. He's had a pretty tough game on the Centaur, so a little bit of extra experience is very welcome for him.
Yeah. And he went for, I'm sure it's more normal these days, but the retaliate was taken a little bit later. So his farm has definitely suffered as a result.
Yeah.
Now has 2 levels, so.
Yeah, 4-2-2 is pretty standard.
Oh, lasso in the mid lane, Ahri in a bit of trouble. Flame break back and getting burned. Looks like they will find the kill eventually. 5K lead already for Tundra, so
they are really shutting Ahri down.
Much different story in this game number 2.
I feel like both of these games from Ahri have not been up to his usual level, and it's not because he's playing very poorly. I just really think Tundra are putting a lot of emphasis on shutting him down well. Whiteman will be caught out here. See who gets this kill. BZM reaping a little bit of a reward there. Going for the Kai Assange. Isn't going to help him. This is something that the panel was talking about against Brewmaster. Obviously, status resistance isn't helpful against Static Storm. So going the Kai Assange on Void Spirit is not going to help you in that particular matchup. If you get caught in the Static Storm, you're kind of screwed on this hero. It's nice against the Sven stun, it's nice against the Lasso as well as the Hoof Stomp, but has to pay close attention to Whitemon's positioning to not get caught in that. I wonder what guided the choice of Kai Assange in this game. I know it's one of the items that BZM really likes to go on this hero first. Obviously does have different options. Oh, not again.
All right, spotted out.
Not
Kinetic Field, Static Storm, another death for the Marcy.
Yeah.
Thompson will claim it.
And Seb will probably not make his way home either.
Yeah, he's spotted.
No TP.
And Pure gonna get the Stormhammer off, and we'll get another juicy kill to his name.
So now the question is, how does OG organize a fight that is favorable for them? They're playing against a team that has incredible team fight and disengage with Stampede and Glimpse, and they are playing against a pretty significant net worth discrepancy. So it feels like a one team fight at this point has to come from a key brew split where you get off a good lift on the Sven while he has everything popped, and then you try to isolate people with a good Fiend's Grip, or yeah, probably just that. Well, we'll see if they try to find an opening of that kind once Whisper gets this Radiance. Obviously, that is a really big uptick in power, but they're just bleeding.
He's
in the
spotted
meantime.
again. It's not like the Enchantress that, you know, you at least tank it for a bit. This Bane will absolutely melt. But yeah, Thompson.
Stampede.
Getting ganked. Stampede will give him a little bit of space. There's the last bit to try to keep him alive, but Thompson does fall to the right clicks of Ahri. As Tundra looking to claim something. As Pure will get the double kill across the map, essentially. But still, that was a good pickoff for OG, finally.
They did a very good job with spell casting there. Landing the rebound on the Stampede is crucial for that kill. Otherwise, Thompson will survive. And it would have been another Tundra win. But yeah, it's a good kill for OG to find. In the meantime, Whisper will finish his Radiance in probably about a minute. Now, Toby has a dagger coming out, so as we've covered, haven't seen Centaur very much on our screens. He's mainly just been hanging out in the bottom lane, giving a bit of a stampede here and there, but now he's going to play a much more active role. And he has some great teammates to play Centaur with. The weakness that this hero has in a lot of situations is that you jump in, you hoof stomp, you double edge, and you attack, and the heroes don't die, right? But this time you have a little bit of help from a Thunder God's Wrath, and you have ridiculous burst from your team.
Nice dodge.
Yeah, but
it might lead to more. Astro step onto 2 heroes for BZM. Thompson
very
doing
aggressive.
as much burst as he can with a Static Storm to try and punish BZM, but he gets on the outskirts. Will dissimulate to safety now, but the safety is the arms of Pure instead. That's a 1-for-1, 1-for-2 in fact. 2 supports dead for Tundra as the Eclipse comes out from Tomato. Some good hits onto Thompson, who eventually ticks out. And now OG, you can see the Stampede coming in. Toby gets one last double edge, but dies shortly after Tomato, claiming that for himself as Pure. A very late God Strength is used. Now trying to find Whisper in the tree line. Warcry to give him some extra move speed. Getting Fog of Ward out of control right now.
Oh,
he canceled the Nightmare from Seth?
I think it was Radiance.
Ah, yeah. That is unfortunate.
Off now. So when Seb checks his inventory, he's like, wasn't me, buddy. Wasn't me. Yeah, unfortunate. If that Radiance is off, Seb doesn't die, I think. But still, OG, they swing back. This time around, they got a good bruise split off. They got the angle. and they got the initiation, and this time they chased down and killed Topson early. So a lot of what we saw in game number 1 was Topson freely playing the outskirts of the fights, but this time around, obviously, this is the aftermath, and Zeus is already dead. 9 class for once doesn't get much off on the Batrider. And yeah, a couple of really nice detail there, by the way, with the branch from Whisper.
Yeah,
of course.
true. Well, you just complimented him, and as usual,
he can find his way out of this one.
Yeah,
No.
he will to the grave, if you want to count that. But Tomato and Company looking for a trade, and onto Sven would be an amazing kill for OG. They'll take this any day of the week, but BZM on the other side, this should lead to the eventual pickoff, and Pure takes a tumble again.
That's a big one.
I feel like we've said that 12 times today.
We have. I mean, it's because, honestly, this series is just stupidly action-packed, right? This is a patch that we've seen a lot of pro games where we get into this, like, mid-game just stalemate where both teams are just farming a lot. Not in this series. It's 2 kills per minute, baby. Both games, they just keep running at each other. And now OG are going to capitalize on this Sven kill by getting the first Roshan of the game at minute 20.
Yep, they're getting scanned out.
Get
so
very interesting.
Yeah, Tundra are aware of this, but I just no way they're going to get here in time. Not the fastest Roche either, but still. We'll see if Tundra, once this Aegis is taken, maybe they continue with this fight.
Except with the smoke break here on Bane.
Yep, Nightmare is there.
Costing him, but
BZM will claim the Aegis.
Well,
Thunder God's Wrath, Whisper, Static Storm on him. Looks like he's done. Nice kill there for Tundra. As a Stampede is used, Ari with a TP. He's going to get glimpsed back into the Stormhammer. So that's a support kill along with the Brew. Could have been a lot worse for OG.
Yeah.
They maintain the Aegis.
It was a good disengage for the heroes that could. The moment, this is what's so dangerous about Brewmaster, that once again, Fog was talking about this matchup against Static Storm. You just don't have solutions. They get the vision instantly from Thunder God's Wrath, and Toby, no hesitation, Blink Hoof Stomp into Static Storm, and that's just a dead Brew. He's going to have to itemize against this specifically, it feels like.
What do you need to get like an Eon disc?
BKB, potentially, would be another solution.
Then you have to worry about the Ags
disc isn't
eventually.
even necessarily a solution, right? Because the Static Storm actually lasts long enough that the disc can expire, and then Sven kills you in 2 hits. So it's tricky. Good glimpse, but
Dissimulate, we'll counter it, but the hoof stomp from Toby into the double edge.
Oh, wow.
Stormhammer in the retreat, though.
Yeah, I thought Tundra were going to take this
Tundra,
fight.
ooh. Seb does find the Centaur mid-TP, so Fiend's Grip will be successful.
That was a very clean disengage call. You could very much tell that they were, all right, we're getting the hell out of here. We'll sack Toby on the way out. This is probably going to be a bottom tier 1. I don't think Tundra have a way of connecting on this with their current resources and with a dead Centaur. Luna will grab this tower.
Light Collector, Syndra.
Oh.
Is that worth mentioning now that they nerfed it?
Not as much anymore, but it was probably the best neutral item last patch.
It's a good meme.
Yep. We love that.
All right, Ags on Pure.
Yeah.
So Superman enabled. As Thompson's going to be spotted. Nightmare under his tier 1. Pure, though, with the War Cry. Seb takes a flame break. Going to get some rebound action,
though.
though.
He didn't have the Ags yet.
And Ari, he's going to get gone on. The lasso will be his ultimate demise. Whisper popping his primal split. See how much he focuses on this tier 1 tower. None at all, in fact. So it looks like a wasted primal split entirely.
He's in trouble now. He's going to get glimpsed if they can keep vision. Or just die.
Yep, the Earth Panda in a lot of trouble, but he's got the backup of his team. And a Nightmare onto the Sven.
Uh-oh, BZM had to. Oh, very quick on the Astral Step away out of Dissimulate. If they could have somehow kept vision for just a moment and get the glimpse, he's dead. He's been reserving Dissimulate for glimpse the entire game. And yeah, just any slip up there. That would have been 2 deaths because he has the Aegis too. They could have absolutely taken them out twice, but was quick on his fingers to get away afterwards. And as a result, also saves the Brewmaster, who could have otherwise been glimpsed out of form. Tormentor number 1 for OG here. Luna with the shard, very effective at this. And Seb,
very good one.
will get himself a little
Little
AoE
AoE
brain
action
sap.
for Brain Sap, yeah.
Not
That
the
used-
best, but
Well, let's be real. That used to be the Ags.
yeah, that also wasn't the best when it was the Ags.
But it's so much cheaper. And
That is true.
this is even cheaper than buying Sharp because you get it for free, you see? But yeah, he's struggling a bit this game compared to the first series today, where he dominated. Definitely not the same. Bane
He's in trouble.
takes out the cheese, gets glimpsed back as the lasso immediately canceled because that's the death of 9 class. Thunderbolt is there from Topson to finish off Seb. Eclipse on top of Pure inside the Static Storm, popping the BKB and the Warcry, trying to get away, uses his Stormhammer on the creeps to get away. Beautifully done. And now the rest of Tundra on the run as Topson, or Toby I should say, comes in with a nice hoof stomp, finds 2 kills in the end, glimpse back onto Tomato inside the kinetic field, and Pure finishes the job. And BZM, the last member of OG alive, they have the vision. Not any longer, though.
Beautifully played fight from Tundra. Holy shit, that was good. The disengage from Pure there. Getting away with the Stormhammer. They find the reinitiation with the double hoof stomp. Tomato gets immediately tipped back after his aggressive tip onto 9 class, who died immediately after using Lasso, but yep, they still had enough, and yeah, exactly the best moment here for OG. Now Seb will find Bat.
Yeah.
Go for a long grip here. But
Here comes Sven. Goodbye, Seb.
Actually, maybe Pure should have waited another second with that stun.
Yeah, that somebody was TPing in.
Yeah, I
and,
think they could have got a bonus kill there.
Well, I don't know if they had vision of that. It is night.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe they didn't see the TP, but... And even if they did, they don't know if it's safe to... If it's just one hero coming in or if there was someone else. Sometimes you just gotta get in and get out, but... 10,000 lead, minute 26. This is quite significant.
Yeah.
Actually knocking on the high ground here. Topson,
Pokey poke.
classic push hero Zeus, very known for this.
Yep, very strong against buildings.
We'll walk in and start going to work.
Has taken it to half HP, so not bad.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And that'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the typical push in the patch. You cannot go high ground without the second Aegis, effectively. BZM.
Oh, he almost swung there.
He wanted to. Then he realized it is Pure.
Dire's top
He wants to
tower
find
is
Whitemon
under
and burst him
attack.
if possible.
Yeah.
Don't have info. This is a big moment
That's a
for OG.
triple astral step. Oh my goodness. That is the death of 9 class. See the Aghanim Scepter for BZM going to work as well. Whitemon actually TPing out.
Wow.
We'll
They
be
only
fine.
got 1 kill
That
from
is-
that insane engage.
That is crazy. Well, you may be speaking too soon, Cinderin.
They're out.
Nope, you're right.
Radiant's
Scott
For
middle
once.
tower
Wow, that
under
is...
attack.
That looked like it was going to be 3 kills for OG and a way back into the game, but they only find the bat there. Such a fast reaction from the other members of Tundra to get out of there. Finding that disengage. A heads-up play from Whitemon as well, walling himself off and TPing out there.
Man, it looked very... Yeah, the triple astral step looked extremely satisfactory,
Radiant are
but it just
scanning.
didn't lead to anything. Looks like it felt real good, that's for sure. BZM.
They see Bane. Seb trying to juke around.
Seb on the run, but
It's a friend
Tomato.
over. Oh, that's a long-range
Nightmare actually does get the Nightmare into the Fiend's grip.
Glimpse.
And Toby, yeah, they get the cancellation eventually, but it matters not. Toby is dead.
Radiant are scanning.
And OG are going to try to turn this into something more. Flank coming in from Whisper, but is a bit too late. Will now show on the wave. There is Static Storm. If Sven is in range, Sven and the Disruptor together can kill Brewmaster in a moment.
Pure. They get nightmared, but see
no
the
grip.
tag teaming it off here. Pure's gonna pop the God Strength, and
Oh my
Whisper
God.
will have to get out of his Primal Split immediately, and now he's just gonna be left to die.
Yeah, that ain't it, Whisper.
Ooh, my.
He cannot be happy about that. That is just flat out of position. Insta punish.
Tomato was initially getting gone on. BZM getting a little bit crazy on the Logan. He's going to get lassoed in the midst of things. That's just 2 supports. He can use the Static Storm as well as Tomato making his way over. And you can see Pure Popping the BKB, using the Stormhand to try to get away from this Eclipse. He'll do so successfully. Now Tomato and company on the run is Ari. He's kind of stuck in no man's land. Pure and company surrounding him, but it's Tomato who we're watching. He's very low on HP, trying to get something out of his life, but it is not happening. 4 dead for OG, and Tundra coming out on top again.
There must have been a way for OG to disengage better there after the Brewmaster died. I don't think Tundra were in a position to force this fight to happen under these circumstances, but OG kind of gave it to them. Like, maybe you have to cut another hero on the way out, but giving them a flat-out 5-on-4 there, that is not going to end well for you. You're not strong enough for that in this game state, and Tundra gladly accept another offering of 3 kills, and will now start preparing for the Rosh. Now, we're approaching daytime. Let's see what's the status on the Roshan.
It's up.
He is up, so yeah, just probably head down to bottom. They already have one good ward placed around the outpost there from 30 seconds ago by Whitemon. So the information definitely there.
That Thunderstrike sure does last a long time with that shard.
Yep.
I have to say. Very annoying to deal with. Did he actually buy that?
He might have. This shard is good. It's real good.
They've buffed it a lot over time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they got a Tormentor this game, did they? Or was that stolen from OG?
I don't remember. Glimpse. Tomato's fine. Or is he? Lasso.
Okay, Lasso initiation. Tomato's in a lot of trouble. Pure with the BKB. He's going to get gripped, though. Has the God Strength up, but that's the death of Sven. Nice turnaround from OG as Toby on the backline getting gone on by Tomato is going to use the Eclipse to try to finish him off, and he does so. 3 dead for Tundra, and you can see Mr. Thompson lifted in the air and brought down. Absolute punishment coming out from OG.
All right, forget everything Tundra did the last 10 minutes to build the lead. It's gone.
That's right.
4 kills in a row. And OG largely get that for free because Tomato was very quick to BKB the Lasso. Just heads up, fast play. If this BKB, look to the bottom left here, 9 class, that was very close to not go off. But because it does, Tomato can stand his ground here with the lifesteal. And the grip from Seb lasts just long enough. That fight is just over. 11k lead now down to 3. All of that down the drain, but OG did not go for Rosh yet. I think they'll still be in time, but a little bit hesitant to go for this, or maybe just didn't consider that it would be an option, but yeah, I think they'll still be okay. It's enough time, even with the roar.
Yeah, and I think this will effectively even the game up. And,
oh boy, that is a graph and a half.
Yep, Roshan's banner, yep.
That is a swing of about 20% win expectancy, 30 actually, in 1 minute.
That's what happens when you try to get close to their buildings without agent. Why do you even try?
Well, to be fair, that was not high ground. They were not even looking at a tower.
They were close to the building. They were in earshot of it. They could see it over the horizon. That's not allowed in this patch. You must have Aegis. Thompson.
Are they going to last the Tomato again?
Yes,
they will.
They will. This, of course, would be the Aegis if they find it. Hoof Stomp, double edge, down goes Aegis. Can they disengage? Do they want to disengage? Whisper with the BKB. No Primal Split as of now, though. Still 4 seconds away. And Pure in the trees. BZM gets a nice Aether Remnant onto Thompson. Pure has to pop his BKB, but there's the grip. Instantly canceled, though, as Tomato continuing on doing a lot of damage, but the Stormhammer onto the Pandas on the other side, but Pure is not going to be able to get away this time. 80 seconds on the deck. Ari will die to the double edge from Toby. You can see Tundra very low on HP now, all disengaging. Thompson on the run. Glimpse, BZM will be successful. And Toby with the hoof stomp, but you have to think that he will eventually be found here by OG. So a 3-for-1, but if you count the Aegis, I mean, it still wasn't great for Tundra, but at the very least, your Zeus lives.
I think the important thing in all of this is the Luna versus Sven matchup is quite tempo-based. Like, there's moments in the game where Sven really overpowers you, but I think Luna has weathered the storm here and is now as long as she gets BKB and her glaives off, she can stand her ground now, especially with Satanic running. I don't think Pure can kill her anymore. So,
yeah, and I assume Butterfly is going to be next, which Sven's going to have a real issue with.
So Tundra need to start finding a different approach to the fights than going on Luna. 9 Class has really been trying to get Tomato in these fights, but I think it's the wrong approach. I think you want to try to find, especially the Bane, just get Seb out of the game. These 3-second Fiend scripts that he's getting off on Sven are really ruining fights for them. So I think Bane would be a great target. Ooh. Of course, if you can catch Brew and kill him, that's great, but it's a lot harder with the BKB against Static Storm complete.
He has Ags, so it's going to be harder to cancel this now.
Yeah.
It's
My
basically...
God, how does he get this gold? He suddenly got Ags, Lens, and Dagger?
This is Dota, Cinderin.
All right.
These days. Pure had to use his BKB on the retreat. Whisper, though,
not letting him go.
He's going to get glimpsed, but the BKB comes out, and BZM finds the Sven in the trees. 9 Class not going to be able to help. So again, Pure takes a tumble. 80 seconds without the buyback.
This is a Luna
how much
lineup.
OG can get out. Absolutely.
They get that base tower.
Buys a blink again as Static Storm is used pretty successfully. That is going to be the death of, well, yep, Seb does die eventually. Toby gets off the blade mail, but he's taking a beating. And BZM and company able to get that really easily. Thompson and 9 Class, the only 2 survivors for now. And with this building going down, Tomato, they're going to fortify for now, but there's still 2 Siege alive. And this is where OG can really do some damage now. The Glaives will have free reign. This will be a Seterax in the mid lane at the very least. Another fortification comes out, just delaying this. Tier 2s are up for the top and bottom, so it's basically just tier 4 damage, and if they want to try to just force out some buybacks potentially with the throne, but I think they'll just play it safe with that top lane. This will be a quick tower to be taken out. So now OG definitely in the driver's seat. Really good comeback for them this game.
Swing this has been. This is one of the more bizarre graphs I've seen in a while. Like, this went from 85% win expectancy to Dire to 85% win expectancy to Radiant within 5 minutes. Mm. And this is not like some ultra late game scenario where something like some team got caught out, used buyback, and died again or whatever. This was a 30-minute situation where Tundra just messed up once and paid so dearly. And now Seb with an interesting position here.
My goodness. Grip from the high ground. It's still going because of the illusions. Eclipse is there. Pure is dead. Wow, what a pickoff. Set up by Seb again. 85 seconds of no Sven. Whitemon is dead. Does have the buyback as 9 Class. Able to get out for now, but he's going to be spotted. Lucent Beam with the Conda. Blink to follow from Tomato. BKB from 9 Class onto the high ground. They don't lose the vision, though. The Lucent Beam takes him out. OG on top of things, and Seb, a rougher start to this game, but he has come through big time.
He is still, with today's track record, definitely should be feeling confident heading into tomorrow with running more Bane.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Like you said, definitely not as good conditions as in the game we saw from him earlier today, but still managing to find game-winning plays from a bad position on this hero. And this has been Bane's bread and butter for many years, right? The Fiend script is one of the single best lockdowns in the game, and it's always going to be a matter of can you reliably get the channel going. Of course, when you get Ags, it gets a lot easier. We found a couple of moments in this game onto the Sven that made all the difference.
Yep,
now
Thompson in a lot of trouble. Stormhammer's coming for you. Thompson's dead. That's not Stormhammer. That's
correct.
The opposite team, Cinderin. Yep. Just keeping you on your toes. Primal Split comes out.
Insta-grip cancel.
Yep, Seb inside the Static Storm. Going to try to get away, but Toby's there with the double edge. And Zeus and company will live through another day. Okay, Thompson buying back there. Awkward. Stormhammer coming in. Look at the cleave from Pure. 2 dead immediately from OG. So the defense will be successful for now as Thompson was getting gone on by Whisper. Only in his Earth Panda form now. Will blink away. Doesn't have the TP for a bit, but BKB is up and the TP away. And BZM now Still spotted by this never-ending Thunderstrike. They will always have vision on him.
He will die eventually here.
Eventually, 9 class will get the better of him. But the Ancient is exposed.
I've seen this clip on Reddit. It was in 2K MMR though. But
the creeps are doing it. The dragon is losing. Tomato's letting them know that their throne is dying. And are you
oh, that's too good.
Lost in the woods, are ya?
I'm a little surprised they didn't go for the Megas, Cinderin, but that was more entertaining for sure.
Yeah. I understand where Seb was coming from trying to find that grip onto the buyback Zeus, but he was in a very compromised position. And of course, Static Storm is one of the best abilities in the game against Bane Axe because it can hit Bane and the 2 clones, which it did there. But yeah, that got a little bit too crazy, but that's classic OG. Sometimes they get a little bit too ahead of themselves with their good mood and shit.
I think that's their motto: good mood and shit.
All right, well, this one isn't over now because of that. I think they, as you said, I'm pretty convinced Megas were claimable in that situation.
Oh, easily, yeah.
But now it is an exposed Ancient with half health against Brewmaster and Luna. So this is still very, very worrisome for the side of Tundra.
Well, the good news for Tundra is the glaives don't bounce to the Ancient because everything else is killed around it.
Yeah.
So it's really just the Brew.
But a lot of the time when you're defending the Ancient, some hero will be in range of it. And then the glaives are going to start bouncing from that, right?
So the counter is to not be near your throne either and let him try to solo.
Yeah, but then Brew's going to do it.
Yeah, Brew's the problem.
So there are some issues coming their way. Roshan, early spawn, is in 50. And OG, more than likely going to wait for that, just push out the lanes and stabilize, try to get an Aegis on Tomato, and then try to finish this one off. Obviously, a little bit of a wild card with Batrider inside his own base. We've seen it many times,
potential
some
wild
shenanigans.
I don't know if Tomato's going to finish the Rapier, Cinderin. He does have it queued up.
Love that.
I mean, I love it as well. Do you think that it's needed?
No, absolutely not needed.
Just double checking.
But it might still be the best item.
Yeah, if it was like an even game, I could see it, right? But, you know, a little risky for sure. As 9 class and Thompson will take back control of the outpost. And the question is, can they defend? I mean, they definitely have a lineup that can push out the lanes, no doubt about it. But it feels like every little skirmish or team fight has gone the way of OG in the last 8+ minutes or so.
It realistically comes down to, can you get the jump with Bat plus Sven and kill a key hero? If yes, you can build a fight from that.
Timeless Relic.
Otherwise, probably the X factor is Whitemon getting another 1,300 gold. It is a ways away, but Disruptor Ags is a game winner.
Yep, that is true. It
then
always
Brew
has
can't
been.
protect himself anymore with the BKB, for example.
That's where the Eon Disc will come in.
Yeah, he's buying Refresher. It's not Eon Disc.
Ooh, a heart for Mr. Centaur.
Oh. It's been a relatively quiet game from Toby, it feels like.
Yeah.
But Centaur often has games of this type, and can't really fault him for the outcome of this. Honestly, it felt like everything was coming up Tundra, and then they just messed up one time and lost their entire lead on flat out a blunder, I want to call it. Oh well, also to give credit to OG, it was clutch by Tomato in that instance. Now Roche being prepared. The scouting of the Nimbus. OG are going to clear that out, and then they're going to smoke. Now, if Tundra were paying close attention, they would have seen this wave get cleared by 2 smoked heroes. They might not have had their cameras on the wave at the time. Still, quite predictable move here from OG. Let's see if it still catches Tundra off guard. Big item for Thompson inbound. 100 gold to go.
Oh, it's so close.
Oh, he really wants this for this fight.
So close, yet so far.
He's just a little bit. 9 class is going to block his big camp. Nope, he got out in time.
He has it, don't worry.
right.
BKB from Whisper. Toby's the only one here, though. Will use Stampede to try and get away. Primal Split activated. Meanwhile, Tomato gets forced out as BKB, actually.
Thompson's in the middle of
they
nowhere.
get the stun onto Thompson in a lot of trouble. He's getting lifted in the air as well. The Primal Split doing a lot of work as Thompson does fall first. No buyback either. And now Ari taking the brunt of the damage from Pure and company. Trying to do as much damage as he can before he goes out as Pure. Getting a lot of lifesteal out as well. BZM with the Astral Step is going to take a Stormhammer to the face and gets taken out swiftly as a result. And now Pure and company trying to focus everything onto Tomato. Down goes the Luna, and somehow Tundra are winning this fight. Whisper goes down next. Double kill for Pure. 3 buybacks from OG.
Was that just the blade mail? How did Tomato die so fast?
Well, now with the buybacks, they have to... Do they try and finish here? It's 4 versus 4, but obviously the Zeus being down is pretty huge.
They bought back 3 cores and they can't push.
Well, Roche is up, and maybe that is what's needed. But this game just got really interesting.
Oh my god. This keeps on giving. I mean, honestly, when Thompson died like that, I thought that was game.
Yeah,
he's dead for 2 minutes, totally out of position, gets killed off, and the only trade they find is the Bane, and they spend their BKBs, Stampede, Lasso, all of it. But still somehow Pure stayed alive with that Satanic. And they overpower the Luna, who will now have an Aegis, but once again, the buyback's not available for the cores. Does open a window. We're going to see the replay here, so Thompson bottom left just way out of position, getting killed off. Pure runs away, turns around on Ari, forces him out of the fight. Whitemon's dead here, so this is a 4-on-3.
That was a good hook.
I need to see this death on Tomato. How does he die here? Blade mail, and then, oh, I feel like he had like 5 glaives just bouncing between Toby and the Sven. Nasty stuff. All right. Well,
Tundra back in it.
Again. Yep, this is far from over now.
Roller coaster continues.
Did this net Disruptor and Ags by chance? No, 400 to go.
Okay.
Bane BKB.
Okay.
They can't cancel this with anything else than Lasso.
Yeah.
So that is a huge item for
They
Stat.
can't even do that, though. Unless they stun both illusions as well.
Yeah,
right?
they could Static Storm the Illus and then grip the Bane, but then, okay.
Yeah.
You know,
then you're...
you used a lot.
It's a pretty big ult to use.
Yep.
Are they going to try to throne this? I feel like this is what they're going to try to do.
That is a valid play here, I would say.
And Whisper, I don't know if he has the refresher shard as well, so double Primal Split available. And Fortification is up for Tundra. There's the initiation onto Toby. He's going to use Stampede. Thompson already using the refresher himself. There's the Axe on the Disruptor. The Brewmaster Brewlings are dying pretty fast. And you see the Earth Panda not even touching a building here. Gonna come back out of the form, pops the BKB. There's a Static Storm onto several heroes. A nice hoof stomp as well, but the damage on this Sven is too much. Down goes Pure, buys back instantly. Toby had the Blade Mail, but it's not enough to survive. 3 buybacks now from Tundra, which forces OG back because they got BZM. BZM with no buyback at all.
They didn't use their Aegis for that, so they have this play again. In 100 seconds, if they're clutch, they will have a minute on their Aegis.
Yeah, they didn't use the refresher shard for Brew.
Yeah, if they set this up, I feel like this could be the killing blow. If they strike again as soon as Void Spirit is up, does he have? He does not have travels, though, so it's kind of awkward to connect. There's no good connection point, so maybe the Aegis will be just too short for this play. But yeah, that was the perfect showcase of what Luna can do when she gets free range. She just popped everything, blinked in with a swift blink, and just went to town. Holy shit, she did so much damage in that instance. All right. Shard for Ari.
Yep.
Unlikely to come into play, to be honest, but you never know.
All right, so if you're Tundra, can you even allow OG to get in your base? Because I feel like that's going to be so hard to defend.
You can. You didn't have to glyph there, which is very important.
True.
So I think so. And I do think what Tundra were doing there is the right approach. I think they need to offer up Toby as a way of getting vision and starting the fight. He has 5,000 health, 20 armor, and the magic resist of his Eternal Shroud. So he's not gonna, generally not gonna die in the first volley of spells. So I think that's...
Well, the banner was used top, which is the one lane they don't have.
Yep.
And it actually does work against the Zeus illusions. He wasn't able to kill the whole wave. But forces tops into TP here himself. I mean, I don't know if I want to talk about this again, Synderen, but when it comes to the Roche banner,
oh no,
have you changed your opinion at all? Like, don't you surely use this on one of the lanes that already has super creeps?
I think they should have saved it.
Or just save it for when you're ready to go high ground? Ugh, God. I thought by now this item would have been buffed, but we're not there yet.
Refresher Luna.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. So didn't go for the rapier.
Oh,
he's going to have...
Probably a good choice.
Yeah, I mean, I think both builds have their merit here, but I personally like the Refresher better. If you look at how the fights work, having the second BKB and the second Moonglaves is very powerful. What's that actually called, the ability you activate with them?
For which
It
one?
doesn't have a name. It's just called Moonglaves. Okay.
Oh, Hobson. Gonna have to use Stampede from Toby to get away there. Gonna get Yules'd up. Toby working on the Brewlings as now it seems OG want to go for the Mega Creeps.
Slow and steady.
15 minutes later.
Siege with the Brew. They can keep doing this over and over. The Ancient has healed to full.
Man, what a different game this would be if they just went for the Megas initially, right? Probably be over.
Definitely could have been. There's a lot of what-ifs in this game, I feel like, for both teams.
That's what makes it so enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
Now a refresher for Pure.
Yeah, this one is arguably more important than the Luna one. Refresher for Brewmaster. Okay.
And does he still have the refresher shard?
The Brew Refresher is the
use it?
least reliable one because if he comes out of split and tries to BKB refresh, he could be caught in a static storm.
Yeah.
He still... This is not a safeguarded second ult still. In the previous fight we saw in the base of Tundra, I want to say it's 2 fights ago. Oh, hang on. Oh
Hobson.
my...
Oh no.
What?
He does have buyback.
Why is he out there?
Well,
I wasn't even watching. I was like, how is...
Radiant structures
He ran
are
all the way
fortified.
down halfway to the river mid.
maybe he was pretending to be an
Alone.
illusion.
Oh. Next level.
Previous level.
I feel... I'm trying to understand. He wasn't the one placing the ward either. He just went out too far.
Well, he does buy back. There's the Brew split again. Toby trying to contain them, but the tier 3 tower is dead. So the barracks completely isolated. Now look at how fast the Ranger Axe go down. Seth going in for the grip, gets it off onto the Sven. All of the right clicks onto him, but he's able to get off his ult and the BKB, getting back to full HP thanks to the Satanic, but now it's run out, trying to run away back to his base. Static Storm to give him some time. Whisper. They do get the Mega Creeps, and now trying to turn this around onto the Luna, but Tomato is living through this just barely, but no, finally will fall as 9 class of all heroes getting that kill, and now the Luna dies next. Now the hoof stomp onto the Brew. The 4th hero killed for OG, and not quite able to get the Mega Creeps, in fact, because the melee is still up.
Oh, that glimpse almost sabotaged everything for Tundra.
Oh my
The moment
goodness.
Sven connected on the Luna, she got glimpsed away and was almost able to turn it around. If Tomato survives there and gets a kill, that might just have been the end of it. But they hold on to dear life. 1 melee Rex left. And honestly, at this point, having 1 or 3 Rex doesn't really matter. Like, as long as they have something to prevent Megas and make their life easier, this is anyone's game.
There's a damage rune top. I'm not sure if it was spotted. It's gonna despawn in 30 seconds.
Pure's thinking about some high ground action here. But needs to... Yeah, they have good waves, too. This is actually a really scary situation for OG. They have 2 cores without buyback for a minute, and all 3 lanes are pushing in. And this is a Sven with God Strength in 10 seconds. He can go to work, but Tundra don't have the information here. They don't know what buybacks are on cooldown necessarily. They're playing this very safe.
Yeah.
Not even thinking about high ground in a 5v2.
Yeah.
Okay, finally. All right, now
Toby,
we're
the
going
big
in.
pusher on Centaur. Oh,
Zeb is looking
actually
for him.
Okay.
Okay, well, not going to find him, and now Pure's heading back. This is some precious time wasted, right? He could have, this could have been at least a lane of Rex already if Sven was a part of it.
Going for the
Now
wave.
going to connect.
Try to delay as much as possible. Pure with the God Strength. Whitemon's going to TP
They're not going to find Seb
to
here.
his
He's
triangle. Mid-Rax is Tundra's now.
out. All right,
Into the
next
top
on the
lane.
menu.
So buyback is available for Tomato, but obviously with just 10 seconds left, no need for it.
Kind of back out.
So only one lane for Tundra. And I mean, I'm sure they were keeping track of the timer on the buyback for Tomato, but it was it's a money-related one
Yeah,
in this case.
Roche is up. The waves for Tundra are really good right now, so this is an opportunity to, oh my god, to plan some Roche shenanigans, if you will. But obviously Sven, no ult, is probably gonna make them think twice about it for a while. And it does feel like this upcoming fight might decide everything. Wait, what's Disruptor's 25 talents? I don't think I've seen this hero level 25 in a long time. Static Storm Radius 200.
Wow. Yeah.
It's a good talent. The Glimpse one's good too. It lowers the cooldown to 6 seconds.
Yeah, that's very annoying.
His 25 talents are sick, but all right. This is the moment. The game is about to be decided. Who gets the jump? Who gets the vision?
Only 4 buybacks in the game, 3 of which on Tundra.
Now up to 6 buybacks.
Okay. Quickly changes.
4 of which on
4
Tundra.
on Tundra. So I would say advantage Tundra, unless things really, if shit really hits the fan here.
Now, worth keeping in mind, OG's buybacks are gold related, all of them. So if the fight goes okay, they might get assist gold to buy back.
That's true.
Luna just needs to be part of 1 kill, and she will have buy.
Oh,
they find Sab.
Spot Sad.
Oh, that's
down
big.
he goes. Does have buyback.
That is still a very good start. It gives them so much confidence
Whisper.
to
Okay.
get the waves under control again at the very least. He does have buy, as you said, but even if he buy, so here's the thing, with Seb dead, if they initiate the fight, the time it takes him to buy back, TP, and get in position
Top lane.
might just be enough to get another kill.
Imagine
they
if
have
he
to
had
go
banner
back.
here. Imagine the possibility.
Oh yeah, that would have been wild.
So, I mean, is it worth
Here
giving
it
up?
comes. Brew,
Yeah,
going for the Megas.
He's gonna go for it. Primal split. Buyback from Bane immediately, trying to hold everybody in the pit area. Roche is already low. Tomato looks like he's gonna be able to claim all of the goodies inside of him, like a big juicy pinata. Static Storm, the Gaven Static Storm, in fact, being used as Tomato kind of left to his own devices. Will pop the refresher. He's very low on HP. He falls. Death number 1 for him. He picked up the Aegis previously. It's a nightmare onto Pure. He's going to get silenced now. Tomato going to pop the BKB. Pure popped his refresher, and he's going to be able to kill off the Void Spirit as the Ancient is still exposed. Megas are on the side of OG. Double buyback now from OG. It looks like everybody's going to get out of dodge now. As Whitemon, well, he'll have to go through the grave.
He has buy.
Does have buy. Buys the Yules as well, so plenty of money to go around apparently.
OG still need to be careful here, despite getting Megas and killing Roche, because they lost Aegis.
There is no fortification for Tundra, though. That is huge. They used it to try to counteract the Mega Creeps.
Does Sven have God Strength again? He does. He used Refresher, but not the God Strength, so he has it again. And Whitemon with the buyback, anticipating that this game-deciding fight will come now. OG might just back off. Maybe they'll look for trouble themselves. These waves are going to start becoming a big issue now with the Megas.
And I'm assuming OG got everything off the Roche.
I think so, yeah.
So Aegis was obviously used. There should be a refresher shard, unless that was the thing that Tomato used. Could have been his own refresher, though. And of course, we won't even bother with Roshan's banner, but
It's quite useful now.
it is. Gaven creeps are insane.
This is such a tense moment. You have Megas and you still don't feel safe whatsoever in this situation as Radiant.
Yeah, if Whisper's given any space, he can solo this Ancient
for
for
it.
sure. He's going to start it off. Remember, no
The fight's
fortification
happening
at
outside the
all.
base, but they're back already.
Yep, Static Storm used. That's a lot of damage being applied to Luna. Dead is Tomato. He buys back his Ari, focusing everything
All
on the
in.
Ancient itself. But Whisper's the one doing the most of the damage.
Oh,
He's going to
shit,
get
it's
cleaned
not
up. But back into his brew form. There's the refresher coming out again. Does he have enough? No, he's going to get bolted in the face, and now it's just the Earth Panda surviving. So not able to get anything out of this second Primal split. Now he's in his regular form. They won't chase any further, it looks like.
Oh, they couldn't glimpse.
Tundra. Very, very tense now as a Daedalus for Pure. How does he even have inventory space at this point? Get rid of boots? I guess so. And the Ancient, about at 30% HP.
Bane!
All right, that's normal. See that every day.
Oh, yes, a classic.
You know, it's all that shard, Cinder. Able to farm on Bane, that's what happens.
I mean, he does have 227 CS. So.
Okay.
That is the highest CS I've seen on a Bane.
That was going to be a 58-minute Crimson Guard.
Yep.
Which
it is a very good item against Brewmaster pushing your throne.
Well, that was from Marcy, I thought.
Wait, was it?
I think so. Was it not?
What? Why would Marcy buy a Crimson now?
Maybe I didn't see it correctly.
Maybe you're right. I don't know.
Just assume I'm wrong and usually right.
Yep. Whisper will get spotted by the Thunder God's Wrath if they paid attention. I don't think they saw him.
Primal Split up in 10 seconds. Grip, though, finds its way onto Toby. He will fall. Buyback remains. Whitemon.
Oh, Whisper.
Juking in the shadows. Whisper, level 29.
They know he wants to go here.
Of course. The constant threat of the Brewmaster backdooring you.
They're trying to find him with a courier, I think.
Okay, that's one way.
Yeah, Disruptor. Scout him out, won't find him.
I mean, the Thunder Strikes are pretty, the shard, I should say, where you can place on the ground, actually being used. We don't see that as often.
Refresher on Void Spirit.
Little minefields for him.
And the Ags Synth on the way for Tomato, close to having it.
Okay.
Could be a difference maker. Throwing that on the Brew when he goes in, throwing it on a Void Spirit when he goes in.
Tops and Conda. How long has he had that?
I've lost track. I think the last item he picked up was the Wind Waker.
Okay. Really? He went Conda before Wind Waker. Interesting.
So. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, Brew has buy. So does Sven and Centaur, actually.
And we are 30 seconds from Tier 5, Cinder.
I was going to... I kid you not. I was sitting here thinking the next thing I was going to say, I want to commend you for not mentioning the Tier 5 neutrals.
I wanted to make sure we would get there first.
Yeah.
Time to stack the Ancients. Tomato definitely not playing this correctly. I'm going to call him out right now. You got to stack the Ancients for the Tier 5s. And look at this. It's all empty. Seth might even block the camps, for God's sake. Come on.
There's no way. He would never.
Radiant are
all right, well, the good news for OG is they should be able to starve out Tundra a good amount to prevent them from getting all of their Tier 5s, but you can see them venturing out. Whisper's actually spotted. Lasso on top of the Static Storm. He's dead. Does have his buyback, of course, but this will provide a lot of space for Tundra to be able to get their Tier 5s themselves.
Yeah, exactly. This will open the window for that. You can see Thompson is already at work. They have stacked Ancients.
Yeah, BZM has a Tier 5 token, hasn't chosen what he wants, so it must not be a good selection.
What do you get on Zeus? I guess Seer Stone,
I would think. Yeah, Whisper not too happy with that death.
He went Giant's Ring. He is a god, but now he's a Godderer.
Okay.
He's very big Zeus. Oh.
I mean, Seer Stone... I mean, obviously, we don't know what his choices were.
BZM.
It's BZM spotted. Okay.
Was that? No,
able to get
he can BKB TP.
Stun on BZM. It's have to use his BKB.
Do they have Bash?
Aether Remnant not going to connect anybody. Has to use a Refresher and the Astral to the other side, but they have so much chase. Lasso finds him inside the kinetic field, but the Dissimulate in place, apparently. Astral Step now to the north. Glimpse back. They have so many ways to actually catch these heroes. And now they have to worry about their base as per norm. And that is 2 minutes
There's the
without
Crimson Guard
buyback on the Void Spirit.
So now 9 class has a way of defending as well against the Brewmaster.
Okay, so we have Desolator, or Stygian, I should say, on Ahri.
Yep. He hits pretty hard now on that Marcy.
Book of Shadows for Seb. Yeah, Tomato with the healing lamp. So just wants a little bit of extra survivability. Is that not what it's called?
Magic lamp. Healing lamp.
It's a magic lamp.
Mirror Shield and Centaur really could use a tier 5 item on Pure here. For sure.
Yeah.
Inside of Tundra. Might find one here if
What
he's
would you
lucky.
want?
Nope.
What would you want on him?
I'm probably Giant's Ring?
Giant's Ring.
Right.
What about Pirate's Hat?
Also good. Maybe. He already has Moon Shard. I guess. So what if he consumes this Moon Shard? What would he get in that slot? I don't know.
I mean,
I also think Mirror Shield isn't half bad on him. You need items against Bane.
I know you have Bloodthorn, but isn't MKB still good?
Whisper got off the split.
Yeah, he did. It's all in a retreat, though.
Oh, they're not letting him go.
Absolutely not. Ari finds a little Bat Rider in the jungle. It's going to take a lasso, though. Bring him back into Pure's arms. Stormhammer's there. Down goes Ari. No buyback. Of course, with the Mega Creeps, it's going to take a while for Tundra to get to the other side of the map. There's Force Boots for Pure. Okay.
Also solid, of course.
I mean, I think all around, if I had to pick one neutral, one tier 5 that's just generally the best, I would pick Force Boots.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not saying it's like objectively the best, but I think
it is
in most cases it's incredibly good.
It's obviously crazy on Sven this game because he doesn't have a boot slot, right? So it's a very, very big help for...
I mean, what's the cooldown? Is it 6 seconds? It's a Dispel and
8.
Force Staff.
Yeah.
Okay, 8. I mean, it's still crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Is that really the best one he could get? Maybe it is.
I mean, he still has a little bit of room to grow with the second Moon Shard. That's about it.
Who do you think wins this game?
Oh, man. These are really hard to predict. I feel like OG still.
You think so?
I mean, the Ancient being exposed, like...
Yeah.
There's a fortification now for Tundra, though. They've done a really good job of defending it.
I find that a lot of the time in these super late game situations, the #1 resource in the game is vision. And you have Thunder God's Wrath and Bat and Glimpse.
Yeah.
So I just think as long as the waves are under control, Tundra are favored in my mind. Specifically because of their easier time opening fights. In ultra late game situations, heroes tend to die within a second. So you have the burst, we know that. It's just about finding heroes out of position, or not even necessarily out of position, but just that don't have time to react. Thompson pushing Zeus again. He was here 30 minutes ago doing the same thing.
Yep, tower still survives.
Yep.
Whisper and company pushing that top lane out now.
Roche arrives.
And this one will have the Aghanims, which at this stage, who doesn't have Ags? That would be good on.
Marcy? Does Marcy have Ags? No, she's the only one, right?
Well, Brew, I guess.
Oh, true.
You get another Earth Panda to try to take out the buildings. Static Storm used Pure, absolutely decimating BZM. He falls immediately, but the Aegis is taken by OG. Lasso now onto Tomato, trying to turn around very slowly thanks to the sticky napalm. Trying to focus their efforts onto Toby, but he gets off the Wind Waker, but they find the Fiend's Grip onto Thompson. Refresher from Tomato. That is the death of Thompson. Instantly buys back. Now trying to counteract this. A second Lasso from Ninecast, this time onto Ari. Trying to find somebody, but everyone is just keeping their distance. There's Tomato. We'll try to go on top of this. Spend gets the Stormhammer off onto Ari, and that is the death of Ari now. And Aegis gone as well. And this might be the beginning of the end for OG, potentially, as Tomato just getting beat into oblivion. Pops the BKB, but to no avail. Will drop. Has the buyback Whisper, using the BKB TP. Will Mirror Shield off the stun. And with the buyback coming soon from Tomato, that's going to be a 4 versus 5 situation, and still several buybacks for Tundra. Whisper able to get off the Primal Split this time. Flame Break is there. And Pure coming in with the Stormhammer. Already 3 of the Pandas dead. And only the Earth remains. But the Fiend's Grip only onto the support. Can they find anything else? Doesn't look like it. Whitemon will drop.
So Seb's first grip in this team fight that we just saw was onto a Centaur, and nobody was dealing damage to him. So effectively, the first grip did very little, and then his second one was a really good one on Thompson that got him killed. But it really feels like if both of those grips had been on premier targets, this entire fight could have gone very differently. I think Centaur is just not a good enough target. You nightmare that guy and leave him alone. Go on something else. Even if the grip is full duration and your heroes are killing him, I actually think it's a losing play. He's so tanky. His damage to health ratio is not favorable for you whatsoever. You want to get on the other heroes, take them out. And this, I would consider a very big win for Tundra in that situation. The buybacks now. Still plenty for both teams. But the Luna one being forced is particularly important here.
Yeah, well, the good news for OG is BZM now has its buyback.
Yep. Whisper level 30 on his Brewmaster. Out leveling his mid. He is heading.
Happens.
All right, OG want to go for a surprise play. There is buyback available on the
fortification out. There's the primal split, 9 class. Trying to make a line in the dirt here. Disruptor buying back immediately. Focus now onto the Ancient. Not really a whole lot of damage done, though, as Whisper will have one Bruling on the outskirts to make sure he can get out okay.
Not bad for OG, though. They got the buy. This is a pretty big one to get. If they can find Disruptor in the coming fight and kill him before Static Storm.
Yep. Sure, what they really wanted was the fortification, because maybe at this stage with Stygian plus the Brew, maybe that's enough to be able to swiftly take out the Ancient. It's still a lot, though.
It's relatively tanky. Marcy can do it quite well. Well, Refresher into the Thunder God's Wrath. Fishing for info. Not going to catch any stragglers with Glimpse, though. I say that. Okay, maybe Seb is in trouble, actually.
Caster Curse, as usual. Seb is going to get lassoed in, but here comes Tomato. Pure doing so much damage to Seb. Finishes him off. Gets to the high ground thanks to those force boosts now. Whisper able to get off his Bruling in time. Buyback now onto Seb. As the Brulings continuing to surround Seb with the BKB. Can't believe I'm saying that out loud. And Pure in a bit of trouble, getting controlled a decent amount thanks to Whisper. Stormhammer's going to be dodged, but BZM, Astro Step to the north, will pop his Refresher. And Pure now on the run, pretty low on mana. He's just getting kited. That Lucent Beam doing so much damage, he is dead, and the Ancient surrounded by creeps. Pure buys back just to defend here. So OG doing a nice job in that little engagement. And now the Ancient being this low. Still fortifications there, though.
Yeah, but these two heroes don't have buy. This has to be the end. If OG just realize they can go for it, pop their stuff and finish. But this is so chaotic that I don't know if they know this. The Thompson one should be a confirmed dieback, right? It's been
Divine on Pure.
4 minutes. There's 6 minutes on the Disruptor. They have to know.
His Courier just got killed with the Divine.
Oh, that happens.
Okay. That means Ari has a Divine rating. All right.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a nice little 6,000.
Oh, he hits for 1,040 now.
All right, I think the Ancient can be killed off easily, aside from this fortification.
This is taking OG quite long. 40 seconds?
Yeah, they're doing the math with the Divine. Like, okay, with the Divine Rapier, maybe that's enough damage. Silence on the BZM is going to force out his BKB. Astro Step to follow. Ancient at half HP. 9 class has to use his BKB now as Pure with the Godstream. He gets lifted into the air. Lasso onto BZM into the fountain. He's able to get to the other side. Fortifications finally pop, but now the Eclipse comes out. They can likely just focus down the Ancient now. And OG, in exciting fashion, will take game number 2. We'll just blame it on Pure dropping that